and the Jace and the Annie, all the bans going towards Knight. And we got a first pick on the table as Ahri comes up big again.
Ooh, giving Knight such a proactive mid laner, something that gives him the ability to limiting wave as well as find solo picks onto a side lane. Much different of a look compared to what we got in the past couple games. Excited to see it as anyone's Legends, they can keep it pretty flexible if they want. I love that we're getting the Gragas, has some of that flex potential. Getting a strong AD carry, that Jinx is perfect. It is designed, will not have the peel, but any kind of Jinx composition, it's single kill for a game to be turned on its head.
Yeah, you can just ride that momentum. And I actually appreciate the Gragas pick here, as well as the flexibility. It just has a lot of space making that can be said in a lot of the team fights that JDG's looking to take. They will get that classic combo, though, of the Ahri and the Vi, which is already so deadly on a single target. And then they also get Ruler the Aphelios yet again.
Now, for anyone's Legends, they could go for their jungle pick. It is the most likely. They could also use Slam support here up against the Knight, try to take away something, get something that will be able to answer the Ahri, the Aphelios, as this Nautilus comes in for them. Now, bans for anyone's Legends should be focused on supports, getting rid of more of those enchanters. Lulu should be probably first up, but missing's Renata is actually going to be taken away immediately.
Got to take away what is still available and what was still strong. You don't want to deal with that again. We also get the Kha'Zix Respect ban towards Xiaohao, which I do expect to continue to see jungle bans from JDG. Xiaohao has actually been a pretty big focus from JDG so far in the series.
They've been making sure that he can't do it. You saw 369 in the interview say jungle is their core, the part that we need to be looking out for as JDG. And by giving him as many bans as they probably want, probably feeling very good about that. Getting rid of the Braum now, what do JDG go for in terms of the support pick here? Because there's not very many options left. With AOL, with the draft coming back onto their side, they're going to be able to pick. That Gnar ban is critical, as that was something we had pointed out right before, after game one.
Also shows that they're thinking this Gragas maybe going over to harder this time around. There's still some very aggressive center junglers to be had on the picks, and oh well, there's one of them. Xiaohao's gonna be whipping out the Kindred.
Good way to survive. We're talking about getting the Vi to engage onto the Jinx. Well, now there's a Kindred ultimate. What do you do at this point? JDG going to need to be very aggressive in the jungle, try to get this Kindred off the mark, but doesn't have mid priority. I wonder what the mid laner here for harder is going to be. Could end up still being that Gragas if they want to survive the laning phase. Really trying to see what 369 is going to pick up here from the top.
You know, we were talking about underdog stories. We're talking about this, that, and the other. Expectations defied, re-honing in on expectations. Well, Xiaohao, this is a first competitive Kindred for him, at least on stage, that is recorded, which I just love, taking into Kanavi, who himself is a Kindred enjoyer in his past. And the fact that you have the confidence to do that, right? That is something from the get-go that AL has not been shy about. They don't feel like they're a worse team. They feel like they can take the fight toe-to-toe to a Titan like JDG, and they grab that tried and true combo that I feel like we haven't seen in so long, and it's the Galio with the Kindred.
You know, I was going to say it's been a once I've seen a Galio, but the Thunder Talk versus Ultra Prime series made me watch a support Galio. So it's not as uncommon as maybe I would have liked, but it is pretty rare a sight to see this for harder. A much more supportive mid laner here, going to be taking away a little bit of damage. So expect for ZDZ to be going for that AP Gragas build. This magic damage is not very good on anyone's Legends here.
But that's the thing. We put so much focus on this jungle setup. The mid-jungle duo is as important as ever, getting control early in this last game. And you're going to have a bit of rolling momentum from anyone's Legend side.
They need to find a kill. They need to find a pick. They need to be able to get Kanavi off on the wrong foot. Maybe do something a little bit akin to what we got in game one, where you saw we saw Xiaohao get right into the face of Kanavi and stop him from being able to do anything on the Vi versus the Nocturne.
We set expectations a long time ago, it feels like, at the beginning of this series, just 2 games ago, going into our third. But at this point, it is that best of one you highlighted earlier. It is anyone's legend taking the fight to JDG, while JDG are on a bit of a momentum swing up in game and out of game, sitting at 5-0. They are Titans as strong as ever, and AL need to climb that mountain once again. We're in game number 3 now, JDG versus anyone's legend.
Let's see if anyone's legends have brought the dynamite here. I love it. You know, we talked about, hey, bringing out the Kindred against Kanavi feels like a lot of confidence coming out from them, coming out from Xiaohao, and they also pull out the Galio. Like, we're in new territory here. We talked about how mid lane has been a facilitator role, but this is a completely different look. As DD in, I mean, I was gonna say if they could bid any further, Kanavi is right there, ready to go in.
I just love the confidence from ZDZ. He says, I know 369's there. I'm going to trade with him a little bit. Let's see what his health bar can take. But I do want to also focus in the style of approach for these mid laners. Yeah, the spell book from Harder, which has provided them a lot of potential changes going further. And AL looking for a level 1 that JDG has sniffed out. Missing Caesar coming around the corner. And Knight 369 will be here to answer. We could have a big tussle on our hands as Missing goes around the corner here too. As Ruler, you've overextended anyone's legend. That's going to be punished immediately by JDG. The flash comes through. They're not going to commit anything else here, but Missing might go for it. There's the ignite and one more auto attack. First blood to JDG.
5 people participated with that kill. Everybody got a piece of the pie there. That's every summoner out of the from Missing and 369. Zorah just going way too far up. We thought maybe there was going to be able to find something, find an additional bit of dunk onto someone, and we wanted them to play aggressive up against Kanavi, but now it completely backfires for them. Zhiqiuyi will not have access to this bottom lane wave, and arriving late just means missing on that level 2. We talked about how difficult Zhiqiuyi has been in lane to kind of get any kind of leads, and this is definitely not helping.
Hopefully Zorah can make the difference there, but they'll definitely be playing with a little bit more confidence on bottom side now for Ruler. But Xiaohao transitioning up towards this top side of the map, maybe going for that 50-50 on the top side scuttle here. Get those early stacks going. Again, an importance that needs to be remembered going forward is that Kindred stacking and how this is going to play around these duo matchups. I expect Xiaohao and Harder to link up consistently.
Well, they need to be able to move out of mid lane right now. And Harder caught.
Yeah, Harder's in a bit of a rough one. Not hovering on his side of the jungle matchup there, and he just goes down to Knight.
And now you have to think, Lennon, like, is this game feeling like...
Are they breaking?
Players, yeah, exactly. We wanted to see them make the win happen. Thinking about for AL, they needed to keep the pace of the game. They needed to keep up with JDG. And maybe the stamina's just not there, right? Like, we had a really good game 1, and they've been slowly petering out in terms of what they're able to do. The laning phase has not been kind to 2 games. Now here, shining light for them is that Xiaohao will be able to pick up this bottom tier scuttle for his mark, but he looks across his lanes. His bottom side is not doing very well. Say that as they try to take this trade
in some trouble
here.
He takes a nice little trade there as a potential hover down from Xiaohao was on the table. But now, again, back to this mid jungle 2v2. They're hovering each other, and Xiaohao is going to actually make it over the wall here. I think he might actually make it through, but Ruler is going to be able to face check with that ward. See the Xiaohao's here and put a little bit of pressure on him.
That ward in the river right there is so deadly. Literally stopped all this play, but I think they're just going to keep going.
No! He wanted to jump across. He tried to jump across.
It hurts. It hurts. Right. While all that is happening, Kanavi took the enemy Krug, so he's more than chilling. It's going to come down bot side just to make sure that there's nothing going to be going on. That wave is not crashing for a little bit. He's going to use this time to pick up the Raptors. Oh, no, not the picture.
Don't look at your right screen. Come on, observers. Oh, man.
They are in the home arena, so I get the bias, but...
I will say, though, that is an important mistake.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Because if he's able to get across there, they thought he was pathing away from the bot lane. He would have had an interesting angle on Ruler and Missing. So, in actuality, that's a huge mess up and something that was potentially there for AL forward, and maybe something they'll be looking back towards. Now Dragon is up. JDG has put a heavy prevalence on getting these early on, but there's both junglers hovering bot side for a 3v3.
And I love this. Look at how far Missing is playing up. They want to be able to track where Xiaohao is. Kanavi as well knows that he has topside camps, but recognizes Harder could be hitting level 6 soon. Xiaohao should or could be down here, and all he has to do is prevent the dive or answer it at the very least.
Those level 6s are going to be so crucial for anyone's legend, but as well for JDG. They'll have a lot of that single target allocation that they'll be able to focus down from Kanavi's lead. And right back to what has been tradition so far in this series, it's JDG on Dragon number 1.
Early vision priority does go over to JDG. They have every bit of this river lit up. And like you were saying, they're able to grab the first dragon. So starting off on a Dragon Soul win condition in about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see what they can do with this.
ZDZ? Combo? Combo wombo? 369? There's the cast out. ZDZ should make it to safety here. A nice little 1v1 between the top laners as that dragon went down.
There's no other combat summoners. Remember, 369 did use all of them. Actually used the ghost in that engage. Try and get the most out of ZDZ, who did just teleport back.
Okay, 369 going to be seen here.
Something.
So he's on the ward. They do have that vision as Xiaohao might actually have an angle here. ZDZ going to bait him out. 369 feeling confident, realizes there's something gone wrong here. Somebody smelled me out, and 369 going to make it away. Maybe. No, one more auto, and even delays it for a second as Xiaohao gets AL on the board.
That'll be 2 marks here for Xiaohao, and a great time for a reset out of ZDZ, who's looking to get bailed out of that after an insanely good trade for 3-9. Zorah and Missing now hovering around mid lane. No one else but the supports here. They're trying to make this play in a night.
Ooh, Charm doesn't connect there. Nice little moment, though, because it forces Harder to flash.
I don't understand what they're looking for with that trade, just because...
To fight, man!
I know, but they have the...
I know you're new here, man.
Okay,
you know,
all right,
we fighting, all right? We fight.
I know. Back in the homeland of North America, we'd be resident sleeper right about now. They don't have a lot of damage. Harder did switch to the Ignite, but it's a Galio who doesn't have a lot of AP, who actually went for the Merc trades first. That item, I mean, maybe they're trying to bait for a flash out of Knight, but really, I think overextending themselves on the side of anyone's legend, and they're feeling that they're getting a little bit more desperate for everybody that isn't Xiaohao.
But it has to be, right? Like, you need to try to find any advantage you can, because you know what happens after that 25-minute mark. Your nightmares, whatever your worst feeling is, that's what's going to come to life, because JDG are just that lethal when you get to those big deciding 5v5 moments that take good macro decision-making ahead of time to execute.
Well, 3 minutes now. Let's see how they'll set up this dragon. Zorah.
There's the flash from Zorah to try to get Knight. Ooh, Knight going to be engaged on here, and a huge combo comes through. Now Kanavi all by himself in a 1v3, just trying to get something back, but cannot. Another mark to Xiaohao. And AL, they're punching back.
There we go. That's exactly what we want to see. Knight just being way too aggressive in that position. So now what's going to happen? Anyone's legend, they're going to be able to grab the Rift Herald in topside, immediately move that down, and be ready for the dragon. And it's time. That was a pretty big misplay and a window now for Anyone's legend to be back into this game.
Shoutouts to Zorah there, all true supports, just making sure they can make it there to get that cannon minion. But in actuality, it's all of this that started off the whole play.
Yeah, like, why are you here? Like, we don't know where the rest of the team is. There's a fight on the pit. Kanavi steals!
Rift Herald going over to Kanavi, but you still got to be able to survive after, as I guess not. Cass comes through, resets that fight. Knight with the spear rush has to be popped. The quickness also. A bunch of ultis are utilized. The Rift Herald goes to JDG.
Even with the kill going over, still a huge win there for the side of JDG. No flash now available on Kanavi. We'll see how much of an influence this will have. But he'll have ultimate coming up when this dragon spawns. And that right there will be whether or not JDG can actually contest for this dragon spawning. And another mark here for Xiaohao means he's hit the 4 mark. He's going to recall, be ready for this. Let's take a look at what happened. Kanavi coming out of base. Okay, wait a minute. 1K, 800. Oh my god, that's so close.
The flash. That's so clutch from Kanavi. And what would you expect from an MSI winning jungler and a key component to JDG's moments when they find a lot of that early success as well? But it's still AL punching above their weight class here. They had a 2,000 gold deficit early. They have fought back. We're starting to get to a point where things are breaking open. We have another dragon spawning. JDG have been at that fight every time so far in the series.
And I love this decision making to fight AL where they are even. Let's just take the Rift Trail. Let's try to get some plates into Ruler here. Maybe even find a kill onto ZDZ. The ultimate is coming up. This is available. But
they're just hard tanking this turret. Kanavi has taken 3 shots. There's a 4th. They will go down as the combo finally comes through from Harder and Xiaohao. Mega Death Rocket goes a little bit wide there. But Kanavi has given his life, and now the Rift Terror won't be able to be used up here.
Exactly. That is a massive misplay. And when Kanavi respawns, the timer on this Herald is going to be very short. He's going to have to drop it almost immediately, leaving base. So they get nothing for that play. It is a 1, and they even use the teleport towards bot side. So not able to grab this dragon, not able to use the Rift Tail to get plates for Ruler. JDG making a few mistakes here in the early game.
They're just buying their time, though, as we did get first items coming up for a majority of members. We got that Kraken Slayer there for Xiaohao, but on the other side, that Black Cleaver first for Kanavi this time. Obviously, top laners will have their first completions as well, but we're recycling position to get to this dragon.
All right, the Rift Herald's going to expire soon, so Kanavi has to spawn this. Maybe trying to look for, he literally just has to use it, because it's going to go down a little bit. There's a Baron Archer. There's a Dragon already being started. Ultimate to pull away JDG.
That is actually a moment that Kanavi could go in. He's not going to pull the trigger there, but AL will. They're going to go straight in, but getting engaged on by Missing, who hits the backline with a big grand entrance, but they can't follow it up. Now AL in a bit of a front to back. Zorah is able to tank out, but here comes the Moonlight Vigil. Ruler's trying to make the difference. The shots ring out, and Ruler finds the kill. Zorah getting low on the fight with the Lamb's Respite, though. It's getting a little bit low for AL, and ZDZ gets chased down. Ruler wants to find the last shot onto Zorah, and he will, but it's actually Knight that gets that double, and huge fight win, a clean ace for JDG.
JDG get down right in the mud with anyone's legend, and that was an incredibly close fight. My MVP for that is going to be our solo laners here. 369 with the Cassante Q knocks zhiqiuyi out of the Lamb's Respite. Just take a look in the replay. The charm as well from Knight pulls members out of the land so that they can find these kills. Insane stuff from almost every member of JDG. They know exactly what they need to do in these team fights, and it's their job that they execute perfectly.
And AL just can't find that clear-cut move into the fight, and they get caught waiting for it.
Oh, there, right? Like, they knocked them all out. They got their kill. We talked about that clean ace. How is this Rift Herald still available for JDG? That is the longest cooldown. Even with that, they get so many turret plates there now. The gold lead's only going to get larger and larger here. Now Harder, bit overextended. Kanavi should be able to get a little bit of damage there. They're just making sure that Ruler gets all this alone time with this turret.
4,000 gold in the lead for JDG. Finding ways to make it work. Gale Force also completed now for Ruler. He's just looking to try to clean up a couple more plates before the timer goes down. And now we will hit that 14-minute mark. So no more plates for you, Ruler, but it's still a hefty advantage that JDG have found themselves 14 minutes in.
Well, now for anyone's legends, you did end up grabbing the dragon, but at what cost? 5 kills here and some shutdowns starting to pop on JDG members. You're looking at zhiqiuyi, who is still down an item. Should be backing now to complete that, but Ruler right now, he's utilizing this item advantage. He's making sure that they cannot be comfortable at all in this map. We crest the 15-minute mark soon. Knight on a side lane, looking to try to another turret here, and it is a full court press here for JDG to use this mid priority to move into the top side, get ready for that Rift Herald in 30 seconds.
Got to try to reposition for that fight, but AL with the fight that never gives up. They aren't RNG either. It's so crazy to me that they're able to take big games off of big moments, but the fact that they've also been able to drag out series like this and step up in moments, even though maybe that 1-4 record isn't necessarily highlighting that, this is one of the teams that just feels like every time you go onto the rip with them, they are able to upset those underdog stories.
They said in an interview, like, we want to be challengers to some of the best teams. We don't feel like we're anywhere below them. I have to hold this as Kanavi's on a flank, has not been. Flashes. Whoa!
Engage, missing, going in. You got the reset though. Zhiqiuyi, he's on fire right now, but Ruler wants to step up to the plate. He does get all those chakrams. That means AL should back off here. That red-white Ruler is looking for the fight, but Harder will be able to position a decent amount of tankiness here, and ultis that are still available for AL means they want to take this Rift Herald fight. It's crazy to me. We're getting such contested fights only 16 minutes in. That Rift Herald goes down, but I don't think AL can get the eye. Here comes 369. Ruler still has the Calibrum and the chakrams. ZDZ wants to claim it. He does get it, but Knight should get this reset here. And there goes one. 369 on the other side. Knight can't find that charm, but 369 finds the all out. And right as the heroic entrance comes through, Ruler able to Gale Force him down.
4 kills going over. Another instance where JDG win the team fight in terms of the kills, but anyone do get the objectives. I mean, this Rift Herald will just turn into gold. Xiaohao flashes
nice
over
flash.
the charm.
The rest of JDG are like, I wanna come take part of this too. Do you think you can take a 1v4? Who's gonna get the kill here? It is of course none other than Knight, who puts 17 pages into his wonderful book of death, honestly, at this point.
Oh, man, Anyone's Legends, they could just go ahead and try to start up this drag, but it's a far cry from any kind of win for them. As JDG, they take another kill onto Xiaohao. They grab this top one, and JDG, they want to make sure that game 1 was a fluke, that game 1 was a blip on the radar for them. As Kanavi, I think trying to flash ult, yeah, and just a little bit of a mechanical misplay coming out from him.
That's a lost vision at the last second. Man, Ruler is literally the front line right now, though, which I think is crazy because AL, they are in such an awkward position.
They're now sandwiched. They were trying to maybe start up this. Who picks it up afterwards? It is going to be going over to ZDZ, and we've seen this fight already. Let's take a look at this Dragon, half health here. ZDZ coming in on the back line, but Ruler has just now arrived, and they have the Rift Herald in mid from JDG.
We didn't get a chance to see the item completions. We don't know how these fights are coming down, but it is obvious that AL want no part of it in any way. Second Dragon to JDG.
I love that, and the Rift Herald isn't anything, so JDG just have their cake and eat it too at this point. They're even gonna grab a mid-tier 1. It is all going to here for Anyone's Legend, as they are unable to make any kind of plays right now. ZDZ sitting on a side lane. They're gonna go right onto Gragas.
Going golden though, is buying a lot of time. Does still just get locked down to hell, and Knight picks up another one. That's more pages in the book.
The Magi's ego is getting inflated right now for Knight. It's 21, almost maxed out, is getting that bonus for having over 20 stacks. And they're just moving from strength to strength here. They took the bottom lane, they got the kill. Well, guess what? There's a wave in mid. Let's put some pressure down onto this mid-tier 1. And Knight, this entire time, doesn't even need to be. He's going to continue to push. And now Anyone's Legends, they are just stretched way too thin. They don't have enough resources. They need to be able to get gold onto relevant carries, but they so quickly, man.
Yeah, and now that Knight has 3 items, especially the Banshees, go in with the defensive build, but has 21 stacks on his Magi, so still does a ton of damage. It becomes a lot more difficult because you have this multi-pronged attack that JDG are able to utilize. They also did just get second item on Ruler as well, so that Gale Force will be completed with that Kraken Slayer combo. And now CDZ in trouble. That's a 3-item Ari that might just kill you.
Oh,
but
no.
Spirit Rush activated, and here comes Knight one more. No, not gonna go for it. There he goes. Body slam back. ZDZ. He goes golden though, and he's too good because Missing steps up. Mega Death Rocket not gonna get through. Missing. What is happening, Knight? You just inted your team, man. He tried to TP out, and AL fully capitalized on that bad boy. Harder Player's in trouble though, and that's an all-out 369 that actually connects onto Xiaohao. He is just a non-tanky marksman, and zhiqiuyi has to step up and say, guys, chill. Ruler's like, nah, fam. No, I don't want to. He goes down. Lamb's respite comes through, but the Moonlight Vigil rings true as well. A double kill for the measuring stick of the LPL.
JDG, man, they make some mistakes. Let's not beat around the bush there, but anyone's legends are unable to hang with the best of the best here in this game. 20 minutes, it is 16-9, already almost a 10,000 gold lead. I love the gumption from Knight, and maybe if Nightmare is here, he'd be able to tell you how bad this Ahri build is in terms of the damage. But guess what? He's not here right now, and we get to see Knight try to build himself. I love that ZDZ tries to go for this, and this should have been Knight backing up, walking out of this. Didn't think that Zorah would be here.
Missing your G.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens with the... That's just the natural interaction with the battle dance coming out from Rakan. He ends up behind his ally. There's another fight in the picture-in-picture.
Oh my goodness, Missing did pop that quickness, going right back in with the grand entrance onto Zorah. Knight tried to get some more as 369 holding off two members on the side. So he can't really do anything to this tanky Cassante as Ruler connects a hit from the Calibrum.
They need to be very careful here because anyone's legend, if too many members get backs are staggered enough, the Baron could be started. They don't even care that the Dragon will be up in a minute and a half. They will very easily give up that Dragon just to play for objective.
Whoa, Kanavi right going for it though.
He's too tanky for this, man. He does not care.
Yeah, the charm doesn't go through, but JDG, we're streaming through mid lane as we still have about a minute and 10 for that Dragon. It just means that JDG are looking for fights as much as possible. Harder doesn't have any way out. He does go for that taunt back. You got a bit of a fight back. Can zhiqiuyi get on fire here? He cannot. You got Knight getting some Spear Rush stacks here. Can't connect another charm, but JDG find what they were looking for and even more with 2 kills.
They get the turret as well. Knight is at 19 stacks. It's like he didn't even miss a beat. It's like that play didn't happen. It definitely did. We all had eyes to watch that one.
It definitely did.
Yeah, they are going to move over to this Baron. They have 2 kills. They can just make whatever plays they want. Teleports in through mid. Maybe they try to, but I think it's just too desperate. They don't even know that it's happening right. They can't walk over the solo lane.
He body slammed into the charm. Knight's like, we'll take that fight all out for 369. He's fighting zhiqiuyi, who doesn't have any mana, and he goes down. Knight's ripping him a new one here. ZDZ's out, but it's a catch on a Zorah. Baron capes are overwhelming anyone's legend.
They don't even care that the Dragon is up right now. They have a minion wave coming in. They can go and start to fight for these inhibitors. But instead, some of them actually going to back. It looks like Ruler's going to be the one to solo out this Dragon. And a fantastic job from JDG, who have played from strength to strength. Kanavi, Knight, having some slip-ups, but it is always the consistency of this team. It doesn't matter how many times they might stumble in fights. They come back stronger and stronger, ready to fight. JDG are ready to close this game out now.
And for anyone's legend, while this might look disparaging, and you see some of these moments where it's like, okay, how are you fighting these kinds of situations? They are a team that is a different trajectory than JDG. They are a team that is looking at development, trying to find the right pieces for themselves, while JDG are bound for world champion status, right? Like, they are very, very different. And the fact that we do see a longevity fight like this going the way of JDG just feels natural. You're trying to find that consistency with this team for anyone's legend.
And I love it. I love the fact that we have seen some aggression. But there's just another fight, man.
They can't stop at this point. We can just keep talking while JDG pick apart the remaining pieces of the carcass that was anyone's legend. zhiqiuyi goes down. He may be a rookie's org, might be opting in to the developmental strategy, but JDG know where their sights are held, and it's on a 6-win streak in the summer split. They might have fallen coming in. You might call it some MSI hangover, but they are no longer that. They are dominant. They are a huge force to be reckoned with as our defending MSI champions will take a 2-1 victory over anyone's legend.
There we go. Final touches there. Unfortunately, they lost in their home arena, but can't be mad with a victory
no interview,
at the
though.
end of the day. No interview, like I said, for anyone's legend. They're going to go ahead and